Hello everyone, I am Simran Kaur, your science teacher from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, and today we will discuss part 2 of chapter 11, force and pressure. In first part of this video, we discussed about force. Forces are due to an interaction, effects of force and kinds of force. Now in this video, in this part, we will discuss that what is pressure, pressure exerted by fluids like liquids and gases, and what is atmospheric pressure. Now pressure, you use this word very frequently. So do you know the actual meaning of pressure? What is pressure? Now you know that what is force, any action or the action of pushing or pulling is known as force. So when we talk about pressure, we are talking about the force which is acting per unit area. Now in pressure, area is also considered. Okay? So pressure is what? The force acting per unit area. Formula for pressure is force upon area. SI unit is Pascal. What was the SI unit of force? It was Newton and it was represented by the symbol N. Here Pascal, unit of pressure is Pascal and it is represented by PA, capital P and small a. Now the important fact to be noticed here is, just look at this formula only. P is equals to F upon A. Now we can say that pressure and force are directly proportional to each other. Means if we will apply more force, then there will be more pressure. And pressure and area are inversely proportional to each other, which means if we are decreasing one quantity, then other quantity will automatically increase. Let's say if we are decreasing the area, we are decreasing the surface area, then there will be more pressure. Got it? Force acting on a smaller area applies more pressure. Why? Smaller area, then there will be more pressure. Means these are opposite to each other, these are inversely proportional to each other. Then the same force acting on a larger area, means we are applying same force. Let's say we are applying 10 Newton, but what we are changing the area, the surface area. We are applying same force on smaller area, so what will be the effect? The pressure will be more as compared to, in this case, the force which is applied on larger area. Where you can see applications of pressure, you can see this is screw, nail. When you hammer it, when you strike it with hammer to insert in the wall, what you do? You prefer this side or this side? Obviously this end, because it is pointed. Pointed means it has very small surface area. Means if you are applying force, then area is small, then pressure will be more, because pressure and area are inversely proportional. Just keep it in mind. Here we use knife for cutting vegetables and fruits. Why? Do you use sharp knife or the blunt knife? Obviously the sharp knife makes it very easy to cut fruits and vegetables. Why? Because sharp knife have very small area. Then small area means more pressure will be there. While walking on snow, you wear special type of boots because these boots have larger surface area. More surface area means there will be less pressure and you will not get sunk into the snow. Now examples of pressure in everyday life. Where do you see pressure in your day-to-day life? Like school bags and shopping bags have broad straps. You carry your school bag, so you have straps of this kind. It has broader straps. Why? Because it makes the surface area bigger, larger. So again, that inverse proportional relation, remember it. Pressure is inversely proportional to area. More area means more pressure will be, less pressure will be exerted on your shoulders, and it will make it easy to carry your school bags. And you can compare it with shopping bags also. Just imagine a situation in which you are carrying a bag having very thin wire strips. So after few minutes you can see it will leave marks on your fingers. Because small area is exerting more pressure on your fingers. Next example is desert animals like camel can walk easily on sand because they have broader feet. You know that camels are known as sheep of the desert. Why? Because you can see they have very broad, wide feet, which makes them, which helps them to walk easily on sand. You can also compare it. Have you ever been to beach? So is it difficult to walk on sand, or it is difficult to walk on road? Obviously it is difficult to walk on sand as compared to road. Why? Because in sand your feet have a small area, so it will exert more pressure, and you will you can see that you mark your foot, you leave the foot mark on the sand. Why? Because you are applying more pressure. The next is rails on railway tracks are fixed to large white wooden or steel slippers. It reduces the pressure of the train on the ground. You have seen these wooden or steel slippers. Why do we use these beneath these railway tracks? So that it is increasing what? It is increasing the surface area of railway tracks, because you know that the weight of train is very large, so it will exert more pressure on the ground. So we use these slippers to increase the surface area, and we are increasing surface area, that means we are decreasing the pressure. The next is potter place a round piece of cloth on their head to carry heavy loads. You have seen this potter, and you have seen the same cloth, the piece of cloth which they place over their head before carrying heavy loads. Because what will happen if they will put these heavy bags directly onto their head? It will exert more pressure on their head. So they use this a thick cotton or any cloth material over their head, which decreases the pressure. Now let's talk about pressure exerted by liquid and gases. We know that liquid and gases are fluids, means they can flow easily. So pressure in a liquid depends on its height or depth. Look at this image. Just take this pipe, transparent pipe, and attach balloon at the bottom, and these two ends are open of this tube. Then start filling water in this tube, in this pipe. What will you see? You can see that this balloon started bulging out. Okay, you can see this. Now when you will increase the water level of this pipe, then you will see that the balloon bulges out more. So why this happens? Because the pressure in a liquid depends on its height or depth. As we are increasing the height of water, what we are doing, it is the water is applying more pressure on this balloon, and that's why we can see the balloon bulges out more. Always remember, as we go to the upper side, pressure keeps on decreasing. The low pressure area is created, and as we go deeper, the pressure increases. You can see while climbing mountains, those mountaineers, they carry special oxygen cylinders with them. Why? Because above there the pressure is low, and that's why they carry oxygen cylinder. Then liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container. To prove this activity, this statement, we can do this activity. Take a beaker, empty beaker or empty jar, and attach balloon on the lateral side of the beaker, and then fill that beaker with water. Then you can see again the balloon started bulging out, and it shows what? It proves what? That liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container, not only at the bottom, but it exerts pressure on the walls of the beaker also. Then liquid exerts equal pressure at the same depth. Just remember, equal pressure and at the same depth. We are talking about the depth at the same level. Look at this image first. Take a bottle, and make 4 holes, okay, and fill that bottle with water. Then you will see that the stream of water will start coming out from these holes, and you can see the pressure of all 4 streams of water. You can see these all are equal, the stream of water is equal in pressure, but in this case we have marked 4 points A, B, C, D, and we have marked hole at this position only. You can see the stream of water at the bottom, it has more pressure as compared to the water stream which is at C, and again the water stream at the position B is again having less pressure. So it shows what? As we go deeper inside, the pressure keeps on increasing. Understood this point? Okay, let's see examples. You have seen that while scuba diving or the deep sea divers, they wear special suits. Why? Because when they go deep inside the ocean, the pressure exerted by water is very huge, is very large. It can crush the body of that human. So to prevent that situation, they wear special kind of suit. And you have seen the dam also. The wall of dam is broader, it is thicker at the bottom because of the same fact, because as we go deeper, the pressure increases. Okay, high pressure is present here, and if the wall would be thin, then it will break the wall. So that's why we make thicker and broader wall at the bottom as compared to the top, because at top pressure is low. So dams are made stronger and thicker at the bottom than at the top. Now gases exert pressure on the walls of their container. Like liquids, gas particles also have some weight, so it also apply pressure on the walls of the container in which it is filled. You can see these pink circles represent the gas particles, and these arrow represents the pressure exerted by these gas particles. Okay, now atmospheric pressure. Now somehow you know the meaning of pressure. What is pressure? That force acting per unit area. Now we have used atmospheric before the term pressure, means the pressure exerted by our atmosphere is known as atmospheric pressure. We know that the layer of air around us is called atmosphere. We are surrounded with the layer of air which is known as atmosphere, and it extends to many kilometers above Earth. This blue layer represents what? The layer of air, our atmosphere of Earth. And we know that gases have weight, so it will definitely exert pressure on the Earth. So these arrows represent what? It represents the pressure applied by our atmosphere on the Earth's surface. So what is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is the air pressure exerted due to the weight of air present in atmosphere. Understood? Okay, uses of atmospheric pressure. Like while drinking water or fruit juice, cold drink, we use straw. So how we can suck that drink or juice? Because of the difference of atmospheric pressure, we are able to suck our juice or cold drinks. Next is injection syringe. Atmospheric pressure forces a liquid to move into a syringe when its plunger is withdrawn. Again, the difference in atmospheric pressure works here. Then the very common, which you have seen, the working of vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner is an electrical appliance that cleans the surfaces by suction. If you have used vacuum cleaner, then you might know the working of the principle of vacuum cleaner. It creates a vacuum. It sucks the dust particles and all the dirt around you. A fan inside the vacuum cleaner lowers the air pressure and creates a low pressure inside the device. Here it is a vacuum cleaner. Inside this device, it is creating a low pressure. Okay, if we are creating low pressure here, then the outer pressure will be obviously high. So, and we know that high pressure will move to low pressure. So, that is why it helps in sucking those dust particles. So, the air and dirt particles on and near the surface area sucked into the device. So, what is the principle of vacuum cleaner? It works on the principle of atmospheric pressure. That's all about pressure. I hope you understood what is force and what is pressure. Thank you for watching.